Thanks for staying with us. The Ibukun Awosika Leadership Academy, IALA, is proud to announce the debut edition of African Marketplace Dubai 2025, a platform that aggregates the finest export-ready SMEs, brands and products from Africa and the Caribbean, spanning fashion, agribusiness, tech, textiles, creative arts, and across multiple sectors, and connects them to the world. Joining us to tell us more about it is the founder, the Ibukun Awosika Leadership Academy, Ibukun Awosika. Welcome, ma.
Thank you.
Mrs.
Good morning.
I was struggling, but I
worry.
tried. I know you don't like titles.
I don't worry
You're
about
welcome.
titles at all.
African Marketplace. It sounds like a very huge project, and I'd like to know what inspired the idea behind it and what you intend to achieve with this project.
Okay. Thank you, ladies. Well, glad to be back for the second time.
Yeah.
Okay, so to be honest, I think I've been an entrepreneur for over 36 years now, having started in my 20s. So I've lived the life of what any SME is going through right now. I know the issues, I've worked through it. And in the last 3 years, I've just been incredibly burdened by the fact that considering how many SMEs we're developing across the continent. I've had the opportunity to work as a finale judge with the Jack Ma Foundation for the African Business Heroes for the last 6 years. And every year they're like 20-something. I think this year there are over 31,000 applicants already for the 2025 edition. It shows you the number of people that are innovatively creating solutions as enterprise for the continent. Now, the challenge is, with over 90% of our productive sector in SMEs, and them not having the size and the scale to be able to develop global markets themselves. And our countries having such huge needs to diversify our economy, to sell internationally so we can earn the foreign exchange that we need that impacts our economies like that. If we don't unlock that SME sector into global markets, that's where our growth potential is. We can't achieve a lot of what we're doing. So individually, they don't have the capacity. However, by creating an aggregated platform, you create like a mother platform that carries in bulk the brands from Africa and the Caribbean. Why the Caribbean? The African Union has declared the Caribbean as rest of Africa. So they are part of us. And I do some work in the Caribbean region, so I know who they are, what they do, and I understand they need that unified body to give them scale and size as well. So if we take all of that and take our brands as they are already out, and with that combined scale, develop the market, and then attract people to see. The other thing is, purchases have there's an intrinsic value that drives purchases.
True.
People are emotional about why would you buy a Louis Vuitton or anything? You've been sold the vision that this quality coming from a French global company, that there's something you're paying for and you're willing to pay for it. Now, do we have that kind of intrinsic value with our own brands that would help us to command brand? We don't. Ask the average person, what is the vision of Africa they have? A child with flies that's hungry, a woman with a child on her back carrying a basket. If you go to stores in some international cities that carry some African things, they're selling it to you like charity. They're saying, buy these things made by these women in this place so you can help them
Support
to feed.
them.
Yes, so it's as if, oh yeah, you're doing good by buying it. But come on, we produce amazing things. We have amazing services and solutions being developed. We have amazing entrepreneurial minds, but they don't have the scale and the market. So we need to tell the stories, which is part of what we want to do with the African marketplace. Tell the Africans, you're wearing Adire. How long has Adire been part of our history? But you realize on the global market now, other nations
Are picking it up.
are acting like they own their Adire story. But if you leave anything on the table and you don't take it, anybody can.
Ouch.
And it's whoever takes it and tells the story that wins the storytelling race. And storytelling drives sale.
Yes.
How long have we have loom-based fabric? What are loom-based fabric? Your adire, your kente in Ghana. Across all the African countries, there are different loom-based fabrics. And if you look at African fashion right now, loom-based and adire drives fashion. But who knows why? Who knows how? Who knows how long we've been doing it? Who knows the history of what we've been doing? Enough for them to appreciate it in fashion, to pay the price for it. But that's just one side, because the African marketplace is agnostic. It's not any sector. It's sector agnostic. It's not driven by any particular one. We want to see everything that we're market ready with that bubbles up and create an opportunity for us to showcase them to the world, to attract investment, to open markets, to drive trade favorably, on our side, to create jobs, because as the businesses grow, then we're creating jobs behind them. And that helps our multitude of youthful population that we have across the continent. And then, when you look at us differently, you realize that, look, the world is in a selfish state right now. Everybody to their tent.
True.
And frankly, we cannot be waiting for anybody to send us aid. All we're asking for is trade. But even if we're asking for trade, we need to ensure that we position ourselves to take the trade.
So I want to talk about the choice of the location. So you've explained a lot about why Caribbeans are joining Africa, and thankfully from the TIWLC we've seen a few of them, and it's amazing. But the choice of the location, what does it mean to you? What are the opportunities? Because a few Nigerians will feel like these people are not nice to us right now, so why should we be going there to do business that promotes Africa?
Okay. You know what? First and foremost, you have to know what vision you're driving, and then you must determine what you need for it. It's not an emotional decision. It's a strategic, deliberate, intentional decision for that which we seek. We want to sell globally. Are we going to sell globally to ourselves? No. So the market that we're seeking. Now, the African marketplace will drive intra-African trade. It will drive African and Caribbean trade. But the largest part of it for us is we drive trade with the rest of the world. If we're going to drive trade with the rest of the world, we have to go to a global market. And of all the available global markets, the softer market that is more accessible to us and that has a huge, diverse presence is Dubai. There are over 200 nationalities that live in Dubai. I know that we, Nigeria in particular, and maybe Uganda, have had an ongoing issue in many ways, some of which is not because we haven't, some of it is not what we haven't caused. However, that's diplomatic relationship. They will always find a solution to it. The reality is, this is an African Caribbean marketplace. 95% of African and Caribbean countries can get in and out of Dubai without the same challenges that we have. Yes, so you have to first get the statistics. On the other hand is, like you've been to the TIWLC, this year alone, we got about 410 visas for Nigerians from everywhere. Because you see, what you forget is when there's a challenge with Nigeria and any country, as long as you're traveling with a Nigerian passport, it doesn't matter where you have residency. It applies to you as well. But on the other hand, their objective in identifying what the goal is. So they've always supported us to ensure that those who need to get to the conference get the visa to get there. So we're not that worried about that because first we know that the largest part of our focus group don't have that problem. Two, we know that even for us, and I'm Nigerian, so this is key, my key market. And for us, they always support in every way that they can. So I'm sure we'll find a solution around it that helps us.
We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We're still talking about the African Marketplace project, and
Okay,
so
I have a question for you, Ma. And first of all, I want to say that you have wealth of beautiful knowledge when it comes to entrepreneurship. In fact, your page, every time I always look out for it and I go to listen to you.
Thank you.
So, so I know there's going to be trade fairs on this this thing, but so the trade fairs now, they said it's an African marketplace and it promises to be more than just booths and buyers, because I know that trade fairs, you know, here is just about buying, going there to go and buy. So, but this time around is bringing Africa together. So when this thing happens, what are we going to benefit, like the attenders and also the people who are exhibiting? What do we look forward to experiencing?
Okay, so from the event is from the 12th of November to the 15th of November. And on day one, which is the 12th, we're having a full day event of Africa storytelling. You know, the first half of it is like a business showcase session where we're having 3 plenaries. We've chosen 3 key areas for that session. Others will come in. We're doing some mini docus about different sectors where we have comparative advantage and where we're emerging. But we'll have these sessions on tech, on agriculture, and on the creative sector. We'll have those panels, and then we'll have different other conversations around that. So that first half would talk about the emerging trends, what's going on with the businesses and all of that, the areas that we're growing and that we offer the world something. Then we'll have like an exhibition on. You know, when I was talking earlier about the fabrics, the tie and dye and the ashoke, we're actually having a live loom on there on display. So people can understand the intricacy of the work that goes on, that there's more authentic, safer kind of texture to our fabrics. Most of our fabrics are cotton based. They're not artificial fabric based and all of that. So they're healthier, they're better for all of the conversation. And then there's work, real work done to develop them into the intricacies and to show the history of the emergence of it. We're doing the same with their duress so people can see how it's done and all of that. So we have all that on display. And then in the evening, we have what we call the African Creative Evening, where we're going to showcase various parts of our creative part. And all of that, plus other things, are being used also to drive market to the exhibition so that the exhibitors can get a lot of eyeball and visits and transactions. That's one side of it. But we're also intentionally inviting private equity and investor firms to be present. Why? I serve on some of those things. And I know that you're spending half your time trying to find the right businesses to invest in to upscale them. Now, if you have about 250 curated businesses that fall into that kind of category there, you get a chance to talk to them and find some of the businesses you can see what is viable. We also we're in conversations with some financial institutions who are trying to be our partners and sponsors for the event, who also we expect to have those financial conversations of how they can support those businesses forward. But more than that is you will find the businesses themselves can now start collaborations, partnerships. A lot happens when you gather the right minds together in the same space. Organically, things will happen without you even being involved.
Okay, so my question, I feel like you sort of answered it, but let me just ask it, and maybe you just add a little more detail. So when the African Marketplace Dubai 2025 is over, what would be the things, you know, that will make you feel or would point out that this was a success for you? What are the things that you hope to see, and then you're able to go away thinking this has definitely been a success?
Impact.
Okay. Now, honestly, I would be glad for the last day or end of day 15th of November, considering how much work we know we're doing now and that we still need to do. But more than that, if I know that we brought the right 250 businesses into Dubai, if we know that every visitor we have attracted from the rest of the world that's come to see has been more inspired, encouraged, and educated about what Africa is, where we are in terms of enterprise, where we are in terms of the product opportunities, and their mindset is shifted to think about how to engage with us trade-wise, that would be a major plus. But, however, for us, this is only the first leg. The 12 to the 15 is the first leg of a long thing. Our actual long-term game is, we have this as proof of concept this year. We have another one in November 2026. By 2027 latest, the game plan is to build a permanent African marketplace in Dubai.
Amazing.
So that we do not just come once a year in November for 4 or 5 days and go. That we create, because you know, when you're not used to a sector, you need touch and feel. You need to engage, you need to keep seeing. And so we will engage some people this year, but the world has almost 8 billion people.
Yeah, more people will emerge.
And Dubai is a shopping mecca.
Yes. Everybody comes.
This is part of why it's the location. People come with a mindset to shop. So they will visit. They don't know all the brands. They don't have to. It's like if you go to Dubai and you go to their Dragon City.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The Chinese companies there, they're small,
like
tiny companies. There's so many of them there. You don't know them before. But when you get there, Because the Dragon City has attracted you. And everybody is in different section. You will go to the section for what you're looking for. You will talk to companies that you never knew their name before you got there. Then you start doing business with them. Once you've had the contact and you've had the touch and feel and the appreciation for the value and the quality of what they produce, the next transaction is between you. Then we will have a digital matching platform or as part of the bridging stages. And the permanent thing allows us 365 days.
Touch point.
Yeah, touch point for African products. We can have other mini programs. Particular countries can come and say, we are focusing on this. We're coming to do this. And if we make a success of Dubai, we can carry that brand and move into other markets. By then, they already know about us and our collectivity and the power of it.
My heart is doing as I'm listening to
even me, I'm scared of this.
Because I recently started a sustainable, eco-friendly, sustainable fashion outfit. Because I realized that the aquacha from my people is dying. It's similar to
the tie and dye.
No, similar to Ashoke. So if you don't pay attention, you wouldn't know the difference. And I haven't been seeing it anywhere. And I realized that many of the women who used to weave locally were no more.
Because nobody's buying.
Nobody's buying.
So the skill dies.
Nobody's telling the story. So I decided to start that.
Fantastic.
But the fear is, how do I break into the international market? I have many entrepreneurs who have started similar things, eco-friendly. We're trying to tap into the sustainable development goals to see how we can heal the planet.
But it's all about the story.
But how do we break into the international market? Many people will be watching out there to say, how do I tap into this? This is really good for my kind of business with what we're projecting the culture, Nigeria to the international market. How do we get in?
Well, first we have to have the right platform, which is what we're trying to create. Two, we have to have the right opportunities to do it. And then, obviously, we know that we've tried to keep the cost as reasonable as possible. We're looking for all the right kind of sponsors to work with us to help us keep the cost for every exhibitor as low as is possible. Dubai is not cheap. For those who know, it's not a cheap place, but no international market is cheap. There's just no way, which is part of why it's difficult for small brands individually to do it. But we're trying to sort of mitigate the cost. And what we're also saying is, like, we're having conversations with financial institutions, and we're saying, check your SME customer base. Find the ones that are export market ready or have exportable product line. Make it a service of support that you give. Buy some stands for some of those. Let them pay their own logistics, because you have to have a skin in the game and all of that. And let's try and get, because you see, some of the right products, the businesses might not be cash flow strong yet. But when they get the right visibility and they attract the right market, who benefits? Their banks will, because they can go back to say, I have this, order. Can you support me to do this? And if it's FX related, we benefit as a country. Each country will benefit from it. If we break it down, imagine if each bank says, okay, I'll do 3, I'll do 5, I'll do 10. It's $3,500 for each exhibitor. It's nothing. If a bank does 3 and they pay $10,500, what's that?
And imagine the gratitude of that business to that bank.
The loyalty. And the business return.
That would go.
The return on investment. If you were not.
And the value is, look, we always want to talk about, growing businesses. You have to invest in growing businesses intentionally. So it's business development cost. It's us investing. We're trying to get the export promotion councils of different countries to be part of it, to say, look, find the right industries your country wants to promote. Find the right businesses who are market ready. Because also, we don't want to do a bad showing. We don't want to take the wrong businesses there and people go there and they touch and feel, you lose value. You also affect other people who have the right product. So we're being quite selective in trying, we're curating through applicants to ensure that you put your best foot forward. And then we're also, something else we're doing is getting what we call anchor exhibitors. If you're a key company in a particular sector, we want you to be there so the smaller ones can ride on the back of you. So we show the world, look, we have scale already for some. So these industries can grow, But this is a big successful one. These are smaller upcoming ones as well, you know, but their products, and the big ones and the small ones can find ways to do business together.
Amazing.
And all
Do we
of
have a
that.
question?
Yeah, we'll take a short break here. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's based off on
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We are really enjoying this conversation.
Just
Like, I feel like November should quickly come.
Wow. There's so much work.
But let's get a few more questions for you.
Yes. So while you were speaking, you know, you talked about vetting the companies that will be represented. So for those who are watching right now, what are the things they should start looking at to prepare so that they can meet the vetting list? And also, you mentioned creatives a lot, and I was just wondering if it's just the creative industry that will be represented there.
No. We're totally industry agnostic, which means it's all industries, products and services, and creatives. I was just using the creatives as an example. In fact, services are key because it's a softer area with maybe lower investment required for us. Okay, I was speaking to a young man in Accra a few weeks ago, and they're in logistics. And we were talking about the African marketplace, and I said to him, in fact, you will benefit more than everybody else for the simple reason that every business that is exhibiting there needs a logistic company to deliver their goods to people who are buying from around. And he said that's what they do. They help companies do export orders to deliver them. So you need services. If we don't build the services infrastructure to support the rest of the industry, we can't deliver. So there are a lot of missing links. And one of the good things about when you gather people together in a fair, you see the gaps. So there's some people that will then move into certain areas because they will see that, oh, you know, everybody needs this, but nobody is doing it. I can do that. Or other people who are there producing certain products to deliver to the market suddenly realize there are 50 people in one sector, but there is some value chain part of what they need that it will be more critical if I'm the one producing and selling to all of them. And then they can pivot their business
into
to
that
be,
area.
you know, so there's a lot of unintended consequences that comes out of when you gather a lot of smart, dynamic, right-thinking people together, solutions will come. That's why the success markers cannot be limited in a sense. You can highlight some, but there are many more unintended consequences that comes out of.
So what should they be doing to prepare for?
So to prepare, I'll tell you what are we looking for. We're looking for businesses that have a sense and a consciousness of standards, quality, and excellence, which means that whatever your product or your service is, you have organized yourself to be able to deliver it in a way that you make us shine and not embarrass us. That's important. That's one. You've paid attention to your packaging, which means if it's a product, the right kind of bags, the right kind of label, the right kind of support service. You can be a small company, but you can be globally conscious, which means from day one, you're setting yourself up to, and I see a lot of Nigerian small business, when you go to like fashion souk, during the fashion souk, you see a lot of small businesses, but they're paying attention, they're packaging, their covers, their bags, everything, so you know they're doing that. Then two, you go there, they see you, but they want to check on you after. You have no social media or website, something digital presence with which they can check on you and follow up. That's important. You know, so all of those things make sense. They're not huge things. We also want to know that if you get the orders, will you disappoint and create a brand damage for us, because every damage you create for the African marketplace is for all the people under the African marketplace. So we need people to,
so there isn't going to be like years that you have been in business. You're not looking at
no. Well, to be honest, years only matter if it reflects in the quality of what you deliver. It's not about, some businesses are young, but they started right. And so what we are looking is your end product. You know, your end product and your track record, where it is relevant. There's some that they would take a chance, you know, because I started business very young, in my mid-20s. I never use age as it's what can you deliver? Because if anybody judged me then just by that, I wouldn't have been able to grow.
Wow. So I want to ask you a question regarding leadership, and because of what you've said, and I know you've sat on several boards and you've seen the dynamics of how the leadership gaps can influence the end result. And because we're having Africa, there's an exhibition that took place recently, I think about a month or two ago, May to be precise. During this exhibition, Nigeria was there, and the things Nigeria showed there looked like there was a bit of nepotism in those who got the opportunity for the exhibition. So we didn't take our best hands, and the exhibition fell Nigerians' hands. And the people that were there said when they checked other exhibits, other countries showing up, they saw the country, but when they came to us, they saw Dunlop slippers, they saw things that did not represent Nigeria. So I feel like, what would you say is, how can we prevent that? Because, you know, when you mentioned about the banks, my worry is, would the bank, one GM will now say, my cousin is also doing fashion, let my cousin be the one to go.
Banks? Those people that like money like another thing, I don't believe.
We could also have a case where you say, oh, the NPDC, and then my brother, my sister are all doing rice. And then, so how do we ensure that
we're the gatekeepers? Just know, we're the gatekeeper. They can nominate someone, but we still vet. So all we're saying is, these are the guidelines. If you nominate, if they don't qualify, we will reject. Because for us, it's really about putting the right foot forward. So we cannot fail our countries. We cannot fail the continent. The vision is not a short run. It's a long-term game we're playing. And therefore, there are no sentiments about where we are. They can select. There's certain industries. I mean, like for me, I personally asked my team, we need to find how we get the Aba people there. Why? Because if you're a Nigerian, you should be proud of what they've done.
Yes.
You should be proud of how much has gone into the productive excellence they've sought to do. And then I saw yesterday that the governor launched an export something lab, which means they're thinking about it, they're upscaling. Now, if you look through that kind of committed, intentional group, and you find the right quality and the right products, then you know that you want to take it there. I would love, if you go to Morocco, you will see all these leather poofs and the leather. And every time a governor or something in the north wants to give you a gift, you get these big leather mats and these cushions. They're beautiful, they're well made. But it's not sold anywhere in Nigeria that I know in the right quality. Yet, if you go to Marrakesh, you spend a lot of money buying it. And then on many sites abroad, there are international companies selling it at good price. But we do it. And leather is produced in the northern parts of Nigeria. Kano, Sharaja, I served in Kano. So I know the Sharaja area and all of that. There's a lot of quality leather. Are we intentional about saying, okay, we need to get this there, and which companies in particular have already mastered how to produce the right quality of it in a way that we're saying to people, oh, you can have a customized order. It's not just that you walk to a shop in Dubai and you buy what they already put on display. We make this and we can customize and brand it, because most of the one the governors give you as gift is branded with your name. So it's all the extra value we bring to the market. I don't know why we would want to present ourselves the wrong way, but that's a different matter to be discussed. But we are the gatekeepers for this. At the end, we will not allow...
Because I've just found another job for you.
Which is that job.
Okay, so, you know, most of the problems, like when you mentioned that thing, I know the major problem that most Northerners have when it comes to that is funding. We don't really have money to produce in large quantity. So, you know, when some people come for that, for this exhibition and the program, what I'm saying here is that some of them may not be able to meet up with capacity, because I know a lot of businesses, all of us, yes, we have a certain, you know, we have a certain capacity, we have a certain quantity that we can. But once the order becomes very big, you find out that we struggle to make sure that it's available.
Okay, so one of the things we want to do long term is people that are part of the ecosystem. Once we've identified all the exhibitors, we're going to have like 1 or 2 webinars with them, just to sort of help people to think right about how to approach their participation. That's one. Post that, okay? Having served as chairman of a very retail-ended bank, I know that if you have a good transaction, an LPO for a good order and all of that, and you also have a bank where you bank, and they see capacity, and sometimes the capacity is not all your own, because this is how we get smart about business. If you get a large order that comes to you and you're smart, you're going to pull other companies in, but you will monitor that the right quality is what you deliver.
Yes.
And the other thing is honesty, because if someone gives you a particular order and they expect you to deliver in 4 weeks, you're not going to be greedy and say yes. There are many orders, in fact, post-COVID or before, I think it was after the 2008 crash, most of the stores in Western countries do not really carry stock. They have a display. When you order, in England especially, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, 15 weeks, people wait. Because they know that for them to get what they want, that is the amount of time. What we need to learn to do is to have integrity. If they order and you say to them, there are orders we make that take 6 months. So we will just say, we can deliver, this is how long it will take us. We can deliver in batches as well. Can we deliver first batch to you by this? You will just make sure, okay, if it's container, it's container. If it's air freight, if it's certain cargo weight, we have to invest in teaching our people all of that. This is business. It's long term. We must put in the right factors. So part of being an entrepreneur and having come this far is to then use all of that knowledge to help other people to get it right. So we would add knowledge building to what we do over the long term.
That I said I saw.
I knew. I already gave myself because it's impossible for us. Because you want, by the time you get to the 2026 exhibition, that the ones who came this year are in a much higher place, and then you can move forward. And by the time you get to the permanent place, the businesses there must be standing and confident.
Amazing. We've had a wonderful time having this conversation with you. And I'd like you to just add one word to people who are looking. Well, we have to move on to other things now. Please.
No, I wanted to ask.
Don't ask this question. Just tell
I just love the way you guys do your banter.
People out there how to get in touch if they want to register for what they need to get ready. Just a few words so that we can wrap up this segment with you and now keep you to gist. Today's Thursday.
Okay.
Nobody should do this.
We are good then.
All right, so end this segment.
Okay, so I think there's quite a bit of material on my Instagram page that gives them all of the information. And then if they go to, there's the www.africanmarketplace.org. That if they go to the website, all the information is, and we're putting out a lot of stuff. If all the information is available for people to see, and you can find us.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Ibukun Awosika.
And sponsors too can find us.
Yes, so
and we encourage the banks to actually be a part of making this happen.
Well done. You're doing such an amazing job.
We're still with her.
Yes, we're still with her. Shouldn't we take a short break and come back? Or we should just flow with the gist? Which one you did now?
Let's take a short break.
Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll now gist with Mrs. Ibukun Awosika. She has some very deep nuggets to leave for us.
Okay, God help me.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.